First, I want to say thanks for coming to Yaffle and telling us a little bit about your experience and so forth. And why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
What's up, guys? My name is Ortega. I've played football for 14 years this year. Started in Yaffle and now I'm at UNM, so it's been a long journey.
My name is Marcus Williams. Been playing ball for 8 years. I started in Yaffle, and now I went to Cleveland High School. Now I'm also at UNM right now. So
Very cool. Again, we appreciate you guys coming down. You know, it's a big deal for us, and again, we appreciate you guys sharing your journey with us. You know, football is always associated with discipline, ethics, and hard work. And can you tell us about what football taught you? How about it?
Probably just to keep everything organized. I mean, my dad always had me studying the playbook even since I was 7 years old because I was the quarterback of the team. So he just taught me just to stay on top of things and just be organized, because if I let things get messy, then our team got messy. And so, just had to be disciplined, work ethic. You always want to be the hardest worker on the field because it shows. Shows on Saturdays, shows on Friday nights, on game days, and competition, of course. I mean, you always want to compete at the highest level, so you have to keep yourself on top of your game all the time.
So it's no joke. Football also teaches some how to lead and others to follow, but everyone is taught how to be accountable because you all depend on each other. How did this work for you, Marcus?
your parents aren't always going to be there for you when you start off. You got to learn to start doing stuff by yourself. Like when you get to high school and just managing what you eat and just the things you do to make sure your body's fine, and then just hold everybody accountable. Yeah, you gotta have all 11 guys doing their job on the field. You can't. One of my college coaches today, he says, do your 111th, and that's something I've never heard of. And it's just a unique thing, I think, and helps a lot. Works out.
There you go. All right. Sport it shows you how to accomplish something bigger than yourself. Can you give me an example, Gabe, how that worked for you? Or
just do your 111th, and then there's 11 guys in the field at all times, so you gotta rely on your brother to your right and your left. So everyone's coming together for a common goal. I mean, you work Monday through Friday for that Saturday game, so it's just you always have to rely on your boys, and you're all in it for a bigger purpose other than yourself. So I guess you have to be selfless and rely on your brothers at the same time.
Absolutely. One thing I've learned in my time is that football, you have these bonds that you build when you play, and you're slamming into each other and so forth. What about some of the bonds you built over time with your boys?
It all started with basketball, actually. Believe it or not, I remember walking up to the gym, meeting Gabe, and then just later on the next year, I was on the same football team as him. He throwing me my first touchdown pass, stuff like that. Playing together. And we got a little group of guys. We've all been hanging out since we were young. Like guys we all played together with. Like Ryan Anderson, Landry Hayes, all those guys, and just we've all been a pretty close-knit group growing up, and then we got to our senior year, and I think a lot of that showed out, and we got to play together and just have fun and ball out with the boys, basically.
There you go. You guys will be friends forever, too. That's one thing the game does for you. One thing about football that's cool is you have really good memories. Why don't each of you share one of your memories in Yaffle playing ball?
This memory was we took a trip up to Las Vegas my junior year Yaffle. We played in the national championship. We played against a team from Vegas, Bishop Gorman, and then we played a team from Nebraska. And they thought New Mexico football was a joke, and they took us as a joke and warmed me up. They were making fun of us, and then we put one on both of those teams, and walked away with a trophy that was 4 feet off the ground. So that was probably my fondest memory.
How about it, Marcus? How about you, buddy?
Probably have to go with score my first touchdown. Getting it from this guy, it was first game of the season. I was just ran the play, caused touchdown. There
you go. There's no feeling like it, huh? I agree. But football, people always say football is not just a game; it's it's life and so forth. How about it, Gabe? Something that something associated with that football has kind of taught you, but you've carried from football into life.
I mean, my dad always told us it's yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. So he was always hard on us. Always made sure that our priorities were straight. That football is a game, but there's other things in life that come first, like respect and learning how to grow up and be a man. So that's just probably the biggest takeaway that I've had from the sport is learning to be a young man and becoming a man, and it's all been due to football.
Very cool, very cool. Game again is all sorts of things that you can tag to it and learn from it and so forth. Tell me something in the part of the game that you love most about the game, the most important thing.
Competitive nature and just competing, trying to be the best, and just playing against the best, and just playing with your friends, make your friends better, making everybody around you better, so that way the whole team's better, and just that's it.
Very cool, man. Yeah, it's a team game, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's crazy cool. For both of you, actually. With regards to what would you say to some of the guys out there who are starting out as little 7-year-olds playing the game? Each of you, whoever wants to start.
It's always hard coming out. I mean, hitting someone for the first time, running full speed at someone is scary, I know, but it gets better, I promise. And just stick through it, and just listen to your parents, listen to your coaches, and most importantly, keep up your grades in the classroom. Even though you're starting a sport, you can't let it slip in the classroom, because you don't make grades in high school and college, you can't play. So that's probably the biggest thing, and just keep at it and don't give up.
Some advice I would have is probably just to be coachable, listen to what the coach has to say, and then listen to the coach. That'll get you on the field. That'll get you more playing time. It'll lead to bigger things, and off the field you get more publicity, do all the things you want, and get stuff like that. And you also gotta have the education, like Gabe said. You can't have one without the other. You gotta have the books and be able to shine on the field. So
you guys have talked about the game and the hard work and the respect and the discipline and so forth. Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Football's the funnest thing you can do. I mean, 11 of your best friends on the field at the same time, competing at the highest level, there's no feeling like it. It's the best thing in the world. So.
Very cool. Well, fellas, again, I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming down and being one of the alums and some of the alums for Yaffle. Really appreciate you. Thanks a bunch.
Appreciate you. Thank you.